If you've ever watched any one of my patch notes videos, this is where it goes crazy. The others section. This is the longest others section we've ever seen. There are 23 things, and some of these things are completely game-changing. How the heck are you guys? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to the channel. Let's dive right in, because we had a huge update last night in Watcher of Realms. An enormous patch dropped, and I'm going to break that down for you right now. Also, guys, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please do that. I would appreciate it.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
If you have not yet logged in today, log in, look around. There's a lot of new stuff here. This is one of the biggest updates we've ever seen. Because it's so big in terms of changes and content, things like that, I'm going to separate the hero buffs from all the actual update patch notey things, so that video is going to come out tomorrow. But you can see there was a buff to Diao Chan, or rather an optimization. Is it working? No. There's a little optimization to Talon, to Torador, a very crazy BP fix to Ezerith. If you have an Ezerith, go check his BP now. Oh my god. Arrogance finally got his buff. Is it underwhelming? Maybe. Giselle got a pretty nice buff. We'll have to go over that tomorrow. Yovar got a pretty major buff. It goes on and on. Lady Mina, I broke that one down in its own video. Definitely go watch that. And then we're not done. Valeria, pretty significant buff, particularly with Awakenings, and then some other basic hero adjustments. They also adjusted Arrogance's artifact. There are new artifacts, and these are standard artifacts. The Hand of Doom, Hate's Contagion, Aureate Pledge, and the Resonance Spell. These are class-specific mythic artifacts. Very strong, very relevant, but all that's come tomorrow. Really wild stuff. Let's get into it now with the real changes to the gameplay, quality of life, the patchy things within the patch. Also, thank you for humoring me. I know this video is coming out a little late. It's been a lot in terms of real life lately, all right? Nothing too bad, but a lot of stuff that's been very frustrating and taking up, some of my mornings and afternoons. So, account optimization. They've added a switch account button to the tutorial stage battle scenario, so this way you don't have to play through the whole tutorial sometimes and get locked out from switching. They also added a security lock and login device management kind of system. This is nice for protecting your account. They break it all down there. Let's get into the really good stuff. So, Legendary Awakening tokens. These are very relevant, right? Because nowadays, they are putting crazy individual legendary hero soulstones in the Awakening shop. If you don't know what I mean, give me 1 second and I'll show you. Go to the Dwarven Association, go to the Awakening shop, and you'll see they have these specific hero soulstones. So right now, pretty good with the Hotsit stone. Then we got a Cerberus stone, but nothing too crazy. Every other week, they introduce either a Legendary Lord Hero Soulstone, or an Ancient Exclusive Hero Soulstone, or a Limited Hero Exclusive Soulstone. So you might see a Valara Soulstone or a Diao Chan Soulstone. I know we had a Soul Cadence Soulstone. Maybe one day people will find an Ingrid Soulstone here. Because they're doing crazy stuff like that, getting these gold Legendary Awakening tokens is more important than ever. So if we go to section 3 here, you'll see they're making some changes. They've increased the number of Legendary Awakening tokens that you obtain when you dismiss a Legendary Lord hero. So previously it was 100, just like you dismissed any Lord hero. Now it is 800. You can see here they've also adjusted some of the prices. So previously it was a shocking 6,000 Legendary Awakening tokens to get a Legendary Lord Hero Soulstone. So before this change with number 1, that means you would have to sell off literally 60 Legendary Heroes to have enough tokens to get one Legendary Lord's Soulstone when it shows up in the Awakening shop. Now they have reduced it by 20%, from 6,000 to 4,800, a lot more attainable, especially when you consider dismissing a Legendary Lord gives 8x the Legendary Awakening tokens it used to. So now, to get a Legendary Lord Hero Soulstone when it shows up in the Awakening shop, it's the equivalent of selling off 6 Legendary Lords. Sounds like a lot, because it is. This still is a feature for whales, but now at least it's something people can work towards, and it adds value to otherwise enormous L summons like a Twin Fiend or even Venoma post buff. If you have an Ezerith, a Morgan, right? These are just units you're not going to need. So keep your base copy because you never know who's going to get buffed. But beyond the base copy, I think you can comfortably sell those extra copies of lords you don't use, particularly if they are not ancient exclusive, if they're one of the original lords, right? So you can also see they've adjusted the price to get a legendary hero soulstone if it's exclusive. So these are ancient exclusive legendaries when their soulstones show up. These are event exclusive legendaries when their soulstones show up. Previously, the price was 3,000. They've also reduced it by 20% from 3,000 to 2,400, 2,400. Is this a fair price? Probably not, right? That's 3 legendary lords you'd have to sell off, or some legendary lords and some normal legendaries, some combination. You'd need 2,400 tokens still to get, you know, one of those special soulstones. If it is like a Diao Chan and you need A1, probably worth it. If it's a Valara, probably worth it. Maybe a Sithra, stuff like that. But, you know, if it's just like a, I don't know, a Dahlia Soulstone or whatever they're going to do, we'll see. A Lugaru, I think it's a pretty hard pass. But we'll see who they plan on rolling out. Clearly, this is a system they're interested in. And like I said, exclusive Legendary Hero Soulstones, Ancient Summoning Exclusive Hero Soulstones, it's the same thing. They both went from 3,000 to 2,400. If you had sold off Legendary Lords before this, you are going to get compensation in the mail. So if you haven't checked your mail yet in the game, go check it. So previously you got 100, they owe you 700. So for every Legendary Lord you previously sold off, you get 700. Personally, I've never sold off a Legendary Lord, so I haven't experienced this, but some of you may have done it. Now a huge content change. We're finally getting into the really good stuff. This is gonna be a long video, so just buckle up. They have a new type of trial keystone. It's our 3rd type of keystone. There's a new map, a new challenge in Malric's Halls of Illusion. And to enter that, you need Molten Obsidian. And this looks pretty crazy. The rewards look really, really, really good. Now, the main way to earn these is going to be in Matrix. They've replaced the trial keystone rewards that were previously other kinds of keystones with the Molten Obsidian. So hopefully we get some decent quantity of those every week. I'm sure it will depend on how you perform in Matrix, but that's going to be the main way you go and earn these Molten Obsidian keystones. They're going to be rare. I'm sure it's going to be a hard challenge. We'll try it out in the coming days on the channel, but the rewards, I'd like to think, will make it worth it. They've reduced the difficulty of the level 1 Mossy Quartz. So these are the original lowest level keystones we had in the game. This was to enter the Black Sewers, the Mossy Keystones. The biggest change by a mile, and if you haven't seen it, please go check it out, is the addition of background auto fights. So I'll cue some up right now so you can see. This is game-changing for Malric. So if you're someone that doesn't love doing Malric all the time, especially when you're not in the mood and you kind of have a stockpile going, you can run it in the background now. And this is so powerful. It's going to use your previously saved auto runs, and you'll get to see how the background fight performed. So then, when the background fight's complete, you can decide if you want to accept that result or dismiss it and lose the 1 energy. So I'm going to go ahead and cue this up during the video. Let's go to background fights here. Let's just find some level 1s. So you'll see if they have this little logo, it means they have a little goblin boss as well. Typically drops better rewards. So let's just pick a couple of these. Let's do 2 golds, 2 reds, and a purple. We'll come back to this later. But essentially you pick this, go to background fights, confirm, let this run, and then you check back in, and you'll get to see what percentage of the fight you cleared. So if it says 100%, go ahead and claim it. Enjoy your rewards while it runs in the background. It's phenomenal. And if you fail, you can reject it, you can discard it. You do lose 1 energy on that keystone, but it just makes farming so much easier. I did a bunch of takeovers the past 2 days, and I had this going in the background on accounts that might have needed a little boost. And it made a really noticeable difference. You know, I'd go and do an Abyss 1 attempt, and I'd have 4 of those running in the background. By the time I finished and checked the gear and whatever, I had 4 Malric trials done. And usually they were 100% completion. If they weren't, I discarded it. We can try again. It's a very cool thing. So this background auto fight is going to be really powerful. You can see they're talking about that special mark they added for the Diamond Goblin King. He drops really good chests. They've also added that new completion display to the results screen when you finish the background battles in Malric's Hall of Illusion, and I think they've updated the normal fights, even if it's not background battle, so you can interact with it better and decide if you want to claim the rewards or reject them and sacrifice 1 energy. Remember, we're getting 10 energy on those keystones. Speaking of energy, these keystones, the icons will now display their remaining energy, so there's no question about it. You can like observe it and be like, oh, it's got 8 out of 10 energy left. I have 8 more attempts. That's what it will mean. The quantity of trial keystones consumed for the current month will be directly displayed in Malric's Halls of Illusion interface. I think you can do 150 Malric fights a month. Very annoying that there's a cap, but it probably makes it a little more fair, so, you know, the super crazy Krakens and endgame players don't pull away further from the rest of the pack, but now you can track that every month. They've got a bulk destroy function for keystones, so if you really want to optimize what 150 you're doing a month, well, maybe you don't want to waste your monthly attempts on lower level keystones. This is really for people at a very high level, but that's pretty cool. There's a display for the deployment limit for each corresponding level. That's added into the details, and they've also adjusted the rewards for certain mossy trials. So when you do the black sewers, when you use your mossy quartz. All right, this one is huge. So much is going on with Demon Soldiers. I'm gonna go pretty fast because this is not a GVG channel, though I am considering doing some more GVG content over the coming months. We'll see, don't hold me to it. But big changes in GVG, and I'd say big F up in GVG. We'll circle back to the F up, but for now, let's talk about the cool thing. They've added a new faction. So if you remember, they introduced factions. It was like the Chaos faction, I think this one's called, and then the Frostborn faction. We got Slaughterer. He is the demon captain of Chaos. There you go. And then if we go over here, I'm lucky to have both these guys. We've got Glacius, who is the demon captain of Frostborn. And we're getting a new faction, which means we're getting a new demon captain who looks very, very strong, and just a lot of new strategies in GVG. So the new faction is going to be called Bloodspring. It's a survival-oriented faction that gains a numerical advantage through strong survivability, overwhelming the opponent's defense team. So if you remember, a couple seasons ago, I think people still do it sometimes, but a couple seasons ago, it was all about the swarm strap. You'd get your necromancers going, you'd get some doggies going, you get the little parasites going, whatever you're using. Maybe you got some of those blue tank boys. There's a lot of cool ways to do it. Swarm was all the rage. A little bit less of the rage nowadays. However, this new faction, as I read it here, seems very, very, very swarm-oriented. Getting a bunch of units, a high number of, you know, Demon Soldier allies that you have, and overwhelming them, right? You know, maxing out their block and sneaking people through. The lord of this faction is going to be Countess Mariath. She's also survival-oriented, just like her faction. Kind of goes on and on. There's a lot here. The coolest thing about her is she has 2 forms. If you want to learn more about, definitely go check out Corey or Mango or Chatty, one of those guys that love PvP. But the gist of it is she's going to lord over these guys. We'll learn more soon enough. Going to be especially interesting once I tell you about how they just broke GVG in half with the Demon Soldier Pantheon. Before we get that, you'll see there are some other new Demon Soldiers. We got the legendary Demon Soldier Baron Salem. We got the legendary Demon Soldier Spectre Skeleton Archer, and then the legendary Demon Soldier Twisted Sycophant. You might remember the Twisted Sycophant from Gear Dungeons. I believe Gear Dungeon 2, you definitely see the Twisted Sycophant. I get the impression all these guys are part of Bloodspring because they're all under number 1, so I think these are all part of the new faction. On top of that, we have some adjustments to old Demon Soldiers. I'm not going to break all of these down, but there's a lot of changes. I would say the 2 most relevant I want to key in on to the average player, the 2 demon captains in the game that are not leaders of factions, that are not demon captains of specific factions, like we have with Slaughter for Chaos and Glacius for Frostborn. We've got Maw, and we've got the Scalekin Champion. They're kind of getting buffed. So you can see they've adjusted certain unlock conditions. Previously, a skill unlocked for Maw at level 3 now is unlocked at level 2. Here we've got a skill unlocked at level 5, it's now unlocked at level 3, and then a skill unlocked at level 7, unlocked at level 5. These guys, Maw and the Scalekin, they are the easiest to farm. You can see similar skill adjustments for the Scalekin Champion. They're also worse, so this is a way that you can, you know, unlock better skills quicker. Also, it was Looney Tunes that you would ever get a Maw to level 7. If someone thinks they have the highest leveled Maw, let me know, but I'd have trouble believing anyone has a level 7 Maw. I would think the only way to get there is to farm all the time and then use your mythic demon essence, whatever they call that stuff, the void cores. You'd have to use that on Maw, and who in their right mind right now would use that on Maw? So good adjustment. You can see they did follow suit though with Slaughter and Glacius doing a similar thing. I think that is just the latter point I was making. It's like, who's getting a demon captain to level 7? However, I actually do have enough Mythic Void Cores to bring both these guys to level 2 if I wanted. Or maybe I'd bring one to level 2 and I'd already be on my way to level 3. So that's something people are going to consider all of a sudden. They've also added some nice filters and sorting into the Demon Soldier menu. So that's really cool for GVGers. More Guild Wars stuff. I do have to touch on some of this because it's pretty juicy. I'm just going to tell you, though, we'll get to it when we get to it in the notes, but they added a Pantheon boosting mechanism just for Demon Soldiers, and these guys are way too strong. I'm sure they're going to adjust that within the coming days, if not within a week or something, because it's kind of breaking GVG right now. I have some footage on it. I'll try to get a video out tomorrow. We'll see. But they have significantly boosted the Guild Wars rewards, so if you don't like Guild Wars, maybe you've got a reason to go do it all of a sudden, because the rewards are getting a lot better. They've enhanced the season rewards in a pretty significant way. They've added Soulstone Shard rewards to all tiers. Obviously, the higher the tier, the more Soulstone Shards, but this is going to allow people to chip away at getting Soulstones, unpolished Soulstones through shards. Right now, it's taking like over half a year for the most advanced accounts to get one. Maybe this is going to bring it down to like, 5 or 6 months instead of whatever it is, 7, 8, 9 months now. They have also added a very special prize for the top 3 guilds. They get an animated avatar border. Congratulations, they like you even more. Number 3, though, this is pretty cool. They've added evolution gem rewards for gold and above. So depending on your tier, if you're high enough, evolution gems are going to be rewards at season end. The quantity, of course, will depend on how high you place. That's for gold and above. Now, if you're in platinum and above, you'll also get variant gem rewards. And finally, if you can make it to Overlord on top of all that, you'll get transmutation gem rewards. Very, very nice stuff. They've enhanced the guild match rewards as well. So your individual attacks, you can now get random gem chest rewards. Actually, I didn't mean attacks. That's for winning a guild match. So when you win your matchup against another guild. So if you've been skipping out on your attacks, you definitely have a reason to go get it. These are also chest rewards, so you can like open it up when you go to storage and see what you got. High quality chests can have really good stuff like transmutation gems and variant gems, and then there will be normal quality chests with more standard gem rewards. On top of that, so we have improved rewards for the season, improved rewards for guild versus guild matches. We also get better rewards for singular attacks when you're in the midst of a guild war. So if you're in Guild War Tier A, Platinum and above, when you attack a real player stronghold, not one of the bots, and you destroy the Soul Core, you're guaranteed a gem reward. So every attack, you're getting some random gem. It's going to be an augmentation gem, an advanced augmentation gem, a runic augmentation gem, a Darkfell gem, or an evolution gem. Honestly, not too shabby. If you're doing all your attacks, this is a steady supply of gems. They say they've optimized the Guild War matchmaking experience. I'll believe it when I see it. Then they say they've optimized the red dot logic for Guild Wars marshals. I believe it. Okay, this is where it goes crazy. So like, if you've ever watched any one of my patch notes videos, this is where it goes crazy. The others section. This is the longest others section we've ever seen. There are 23 things, and some of these things are completely game-changing. Okay, they kick it off in the others section with the most broken part, and I mean broken part of this update. Following this version update, which by the way is live right now in-game on the global server, 2 new attribute bonuses for Demon Soldiers will be added to the Pantheon. This is going to be along with related event levels and rewards. So the Pantheon was expanded, but not in the way we always expected. So I got to leave there and I got to show you the Pantheon. This is when you go to your little dragon over here, Hyperion, and you can see previously we had 4 things to level up. We had Dragon's Agility, Dragon's Spirit, Dragon's Shelter, and Dragon's Might. These improve your stats. These are additional attributes added to all of the heroes on your account. Very cool thing. We've always wondered when the extra stuff would come. Would we get crit rate? Would we get things like that? They've actually removed some of the things, but they had a lot of like attributes we never were able to obtain. So we thought maybe one day they'd expand the levels. What they've actually done is they've expanded the way Pantheon works. And now we are not just improving in the Pantheon to improve all hero attributes. We're doing it to improve the Demon Soldier attributes. And this kind of goes crazy. If you're like me and you've been playing for a while, you probably have a huge stockpile of these things. Some people have way more, I'm sure, too. I mean, I've got hundreds of these things, right? If I was more diligent with my faction trials, I could be in the thousands. Obviously, we're going to have more of these yellows because these are the daily basic trials we get to do. But this is nuts because all of a sudden you can give so many stats to your Demon Soldiers. I don't want to do it now because I might make a whole video just about this. I do have some cool footage I want to show you guys. But all of a sudden, let's say a certain demon soldier attack, I've seen it in my own guild, that would just hit Cadgrum and it would be a wall. Now it can tear through it like butter once you max this thing out. Look at this. This thing over here, look how much attack you can get. Each level, that's crazy. Additional attack and additional attack bonus. And then over here, look how much tankiness, so you're way harder to kill. Those swarm strats they want to push with Bloodspring, gonna be a lot easier with all them stats. So this is really shaking up Guild Wars, and I would say not in the best way, because people thought they were playing one game and now you're playing another, because the Demon Soldiers just got kind of OP. So I wouldn't get too hung up on this. I think they're gonna have to address it. I'm glad I actually delayed making this video so I could actually show it to you. It's insane. You can see there's the little demon soldier icon here. You can pick up so many levels here. You can pick up so much attack. You can pick up so much tankiness. It is absurd. I want to point out, as you level that up, you'll see you can also get extra levels in Hyperion. There are some single time rewards, right? Like a couple ancient summoning crystals. Then you've got some XP boosts just for the day. But the key thing is, look at this. You can get a lot more artifact slots. If you can max this out going from level 320, where I previously had it maxed, to level 400, you are talking an increase in artifact storage capacity of 150. Fantastic. You also can get better daily rewards once you hit 380 from the stuff he just discovers. Never been that good. Maybe it'll start to be a little good now. I wouldn't expect it. But this is nuts, so I had to spend some time on that. We'll go a little faster, but I'm telling you, this others section is Looney Tunes. Let's scroll all the way to the bottom, and let's pick it up. I know it doesn't seem like much, but each one of these things, I shouldn't say each one, most of these things are pretty crazy. So the second in others, after this update, they've now adjusted the Apex shop. They've lowered the exchange requirement for Lady Alexandra to Plat 3. She still costs the same amount. Getting that first copy of Lady Alex is going to be 40,000 Apex coins. Sorry, guys. I know it's pricey. I saved up the 40,000. It took forever. But you don't have to be an Overlord to be able to buy her. Previously, if you weren't an Overlord, she'd be there. Doesn't matter how many coins you have, you couldn't buy her. Now you just need to be in Plat 3, then she's purchasable. Assuming, of course, you have the 40,000 Apex coins. They've also added a Destiny Demon Chest and Mystery Demon Chests to the exchange. Mystery Demon Chests you're familiar with. I open them sometimes on the channel. Destiny Demon Chests are new, and they are juiced out. I believe they come with a 10% chance to get a captain, a demon captain, which might not sound like much, but for GVGers who are gonna pursue this, always buy it, make it a point to have it. They'll pick up enough. They'll do a 10 pull here or 10 pull there. They're gonna start getting demon captains. People will be a lot happier, but also the gap between the top GVGers and the normals is gonna grow and grow and grow. Finally, in the Apex shop, they've also added that new kind of keystone to enter the new Malric map. That's gonna be Molten Obsidian. So I figured, let me actually just show this stuff to you. This is a random obsidian chest. It's gonna be level 3 or level 4. At the cost of 8,000, do I think you should buy this? Unless the rewards are way better than I think they're gonna be, absolutely not. I also gotta be honest, 15,000 Apex coins for a Destiny Demon Chest is insane. Unless you're super top GVG and you're all over Arena and you're just farming Arena nonstop, that's gonna take so long for just one little bite at the apple. It has a 10% chance, look at that, 10% chance to get a Demon Captain. That's so expensive. Let's take a moment and let's look at what happened over here. You can see this is how my background battle went with the new system for Malric. So I know this video seems long. It's not actually that long. I haven't been filming for a while. It's like 30 minutes of footage right now. I'm sure we'll cut it down a bit. Look at that. I get to go through, run these Malrics in the background and say, okay, which ones were good attempts? Okay, 100% claim, 100% claim, 43%, something went wrong, we'll circle back, discard, 100%, 100%. Just like that, I can claim for the 5. We'll discard this one over here. So now I'll have 9 attempts left, not 10. You can see the energy's at 9 out of 10. Let's claim, let's confirm. And just like that, we're gonna get some goodies. Not gonna be the best goodies because I did a bunch of level 1s since we had it running in the background. I didn't prep any autos, whatever. But I mean, that's not too shabby. 23 normal augmentations, that's something. We got a little summon, we got some frags, 1/5 of an ancient. It's definitely something. And you can do it at higher levels if you dare. I'm sure a lot of us will get better. Maybe I'll eventually make a guide on how to set up your autos for level 3s. Level 4s might take a while if you don't have crazy account to run those on auto. But the cool thing is, if you fail, just discard it. You lose the 1 attempt, but hey, especially if it's a level 1 or a level 2, maybe even a level 3 for a lot of your accounts, you're gonna be a-okay. So let's continue. That's the end of the Apex shop. Kind of a mess, whatever. The hero summon rewards have been increased. I've been getting close to 40,000, so that's pretty exciting. They have increased the maximum cumulative summon rewards from 40,000 to 80,000. This will be fun for a lot of players who passed 40,000 a while ago, but probably are not at 80,000 total summons on their account's history. They're gonna get to find out where they're at. I'm very curious, if that's you, where did you think you were and where did you end up? If you don't know what I'm talking about, when you're in the summoning portal on anything, you see these summon rewards over here. You get rewards every, I think it starts out pretty frequently, and then eventually for me, it's settled in at every 300. If you click it, it tells you in total how many normal summons and how many ancient summons you've ever pulled. You can see ancient summoning crystals, rare summoning crystals, and diamonds. They don't count divines, but I've done over 37,000. Pretty insane. In my case, most of those summons are diamonds. Previously, it stopped at 40K, but now all of a sudden you're gonna see it continues on, and you can get pretty cool things. You can get legendary awakening tokens. You can start to get more unpolished legendary soul stones. That's gonna be clutch for a lot of people. They're shards, of course, but you can work towards actually being able to fuse those. And then it kind of alternates with these 3 rare summons, which for an account that's pulled over 40,000 times, a little bit who cares. Pretty cool stuff, nice addition. I think the coolest part about it is people are gonna be able to see how many summons they've done. I know a lot of people with over 40,000. That's not many people in the game, but I do know a good amount of them, and they do wonder about that. Number 4 is so much, okay? It doesn't seem like much, but it is so much. They have added gallery collection rewards for each faction, and these represent new attribute bonuses that go to heroes of all factions. So if you get those bonuses in that faction, it goes to all the heroes in that faction. I'm gonna have to leave the screen again to show you, but if we go to my gallery, you can see I have all these red dots, and that's because I have all these extra attribute bonuses to claim. So previously, I got plus 50, plus 200, plus 1 Rage Regen attacked in my Watchguard. Now we have 3 more. Another plus 50 attack, plus 200 HP, plus 50 attack. I'm pretty sure these are calculated into base stats. I can't say for sure, but I do think gear scales off of this. If anyone knows 100% for sure, let me know. Even if it doesn't, this stuff is still solid and could be the difference as you progress through the game at certain, hang-ups, certain gates you hit. But if it applies to the base stats and the gear scaling off of this, it's amazing. And we've got it for every one of the normal factions now, right? Everything but Unnameable and Arbiters, I do believe. Actually, we have it for Arbiters. I just don't have enough Arbiters to benefit from it. This is definitely my most barren faction by a lot. That is pretty huge. I was doing a takeover in Abyss, and our blood went up over 1,000 just by claiming those things. Doesn't seem like much, but that 1,000 blood or 1,500 blood, that can easily be the difference. This stuff is definitely significant, especially on a younger account with worse gear. You're gonna notice it. And that extra HP, that could be the difference between dying in hard content or living. So let's pick it up here at number 5. They added a new page in the hero list to view the usage of soul stones. So previously you couldn't see where you put your soul stones. Unless you had a reset book, then you could get a little preview, but that's kind of risky. What if you accidentally reset it and you didn't want to? You could use the reset book to look, or you would just have to remember. It was that simple. Now when you're in the hero screen, you can go ahead and you can look it. Once you've used any legendary soul stone, unpolished or polished, you're gonna unlock that thing. They have added achievements and rewards related to heroes at Awaken level 5. So let's see if I got any new achievements, because I've got a decent amount. And yeah, you can see I do. 10 epic heroes A5, 15 epics A5, 20 epics, 25, 30 epics A5. And you get a decent amount of little legendary awakening tokens from that. That's pretty cool. Probably has some more if we scroll through. Anything else I'm missing? Collection, some legendaries? Yeah, we do. 15 legendaries A5, I get 200, 20 legendaries A5, that's pretty interesting, 25, and this is pretty cool. People ask me a lot how many A5s I have. I don't really know. I could go back and count, or I can check here. So I'm at 26 out of 30 towards the next reward. Funny enough, I probably have 4 units on my account right now that I could A5, but I'm a weirdo, and I wait till I can film it. But like Numera, I could A5, Hex, I could A5, Arrogance, I could A5 off the top of my head. I'm a strange guy, guys. I don't really know what to tell you. I'm a hoarder in this game. So let's go back. We're making progress. There are so many, though. Like, people are like, Fastidious had to split it into 2 videos. What do you shut up? I mean, look at this. We're over 30 minutes in. What am I supposed to do? Like, the buffs have to be a separate thing. There's too much to talk about. Let's continue. They've added achievements related to Malric's Halls of Illusion, artifact augments, gems, and faction trials. Some more goodies when you do stuff for the first time, and check it out in your achievements page. Some nice little rewards for you. They've added a goal system to the camp. This is a new way to engage with the game, new rewards you can get. You can select and display preset goals and quickly complete or navigate to them. You may have noticed this cute little flying gerbil right here. You can click it. These are my daily goals. Pretty cool. It's just letting you know, like, oh, what are the things I haven't done yet? Actually, I guess there aren't any rewards. Are there challenge goals? No, I guess it's just helping you navigate your account. Like, oh, is there something I haven't done today? Is there something I haven't done this week? Are there some challenge things I have to do over a larger stretch of time? You can just get to it faster. You can kind of customize what you want displayed. So actually, this is just a quality of life thing. But actually, if you're not used to the old worse way, this is going to be a lot better. So especially younger players, you'll benefit from this. I thought it would come with extra rewards. I thought wrong. Let's go to number 9 in your daily quests and goals. It is no longer claiming chasm chests. Now it's just challenging the Drake at all. This is the biggest one for me and lovers of my gear recommendations. They've increased the maximum number of gear recommendation rules, or plans as they call them, from 25 to 50. This is going to give me so much more flexibility. There are a couple little things that always slip through the cracks because of the limited number of rules. 25 to 50, I will get this done for sure. Please be patient. I'm going to try to get it done over the next week. But something like this, overhauling every single rule and adding so many more, basically I'm going to split up old rules to make things even more specific and clear and powerful. This is going to take me so many hours. So be patient. It's coming, I promise. This is a great quality of life you're going to see on the channel, probably on Friday. They've added a Forge times 30 and a Forge times 50 option within the Gear Forge. So previously you could just do 10 at a time. Now you can do 30 or 50 at a time. I'm about to forge for someone who has over 100,000 mats. It's going to be the biggest forging session of all time. And I told him, could we wait until this update? And he was very nice. We're doing it on Friday. This is insane. You start at times 10, but you can go to times 30 or times 50. If you have enough to do 30 or 50, that's when the option is going to pop up and be something that you can engage with. They've added a new gem, and this one's pretty OP. I'm assuming it's going to be very rare. You can see it can only be obtained from the Molten Obsidian stages using the new Molten Obsidian keystones. This new gem is called the Perfect Darkfall Gem. When you use it, it grants a significant boost to a piece of gear's primary attribute. So currently we have Darkfall gems, and those do 1% to 5% if it's like a bonus stat as the main stat on the right side, for example. What is this one going to be? From everything I've seen, a lot more. You're going to a lot more consistently hit that 5%. I don't know if it's settled in or if it's a range. I will show this to you immediately as soon as I see it. I just haven't been on the test server and I don't have this on my account yet, but this is going to be crazy broken. And this is going to be another way that the top players start, creating some distance. So stay on top of your Malrix, try to do your Matrix so you get these Molten Obsidians because you're going to want to use them. And when you get them, don't do them if you're not ready to do them. Make sure you max them out. So sit on them if you have to and wait till your account's strong enough to do them. They've optimized the usage of a gem. This is so good. I feel like people don't realize maybe how good this is. When you go to use an evolution gem or a variant gem, you don't just have it happen. You get to choose if you want to discard what happened, and yes, you wasted your gems, or accept the result. But this is amazing, because imagine I'm trying to complete a Cataclysm set, and I have a piece that I want to use evolution gems on to make a Cataclysm. Let's say I'm missing an amulet. So I have an amulet, and it's Fracture, and I want to evolve it and make it Cataclysm. But it could be any tier 2 or tier 3 DPS set. So you go, you use your evolution gems, and you get Hell's Lament, or you get Infernal Roar, exactly what you didn't want for what you were working on. You can discard that and try again. Yes, you lose the gems, but if you have that really good piece, you can do it and direct it and make sure it ends up where you want it. It feels a little wasteful, but it's actually very powerful. Similarly, with variant gems, you upgrade a piece from a normal ancient to a variant. You can decline it if you don't like that variant effect. Let's say you have your amazing Azor Wicked Vengeance weapon you made. Another reason you should have picked the weapon, not a breastplate, because now you can make it variant. So let's say you have that, you finally use a variant gem on it, and it gets +8 heal effect. You have these perfect DPS substats, and it gets +8 heal effect. Not the most likely thing, but it will happen. Now you can decline that, do it again, +400 attack, and you are cooking with gas. I don't know if you can get the +400 on the weapon or if it's only the bangle. You can get a really relevant variant effect, and that's really powerful if it's the best piece on your account and you can't afford to screw it up. They've added new tabs to the backup storage, storage management, and bulk dismiss. It's going to help keep everything clean. With the storage management, that's going to cover the original backup storage functions and adds a filter feature. Bulk dismiss is huge, especially for guys like me that pull for myself and other people all the time. You can dismiss from the storage menu when you are summoning. So you can see my backup storage over here. I've got all these guys I let sit here. Let's say I want to sell these rares. I don't want to just move them to hero storage. I just want to dismiss them right from this menu. I leave storage management. I go to bulk dismiss, and ooh la la, my life is way better, right? So this is going to help me so much when I summon on my account, and really when I summon on other people's accounts who forgot to clean up. You can just double check all my rares, dismiss. Oh, you can even, I didn't even know you could do this. Let's actually exit. New feature too. I can click just 3-star heroes. Boom, only the blues moved over, double check. Perfect. There are my 960 diamonds. How phenomenal is that? This is something I've wanted forever. I don't really complain about it because they've given us a lot of quality of life compared to what my pulse parties used to have to look like. Excellent stuff. Excellent, excellent addition. Now they've added a skip function for the boss stages in normal, elite, and hard when you're in the Void Rift, those difficulties. They have not added it for Nightmare. Why have they not added it for Nightmare? I have no idea. I think this was a huge L. I think this was a big mistake. They did add, with number 18, an auto fight function for boss stages in Nightmare. Whatever, man. Like, why can't it be a quick skip like the other one? Save us time. This is not other games that are trying to waste our time. Watcher Realms usually is trying to save us time. This is a weird miss. I don't like it. This is a great one. When you're in your artifact storage, you can sort by name. I think this is something that's going to help a lot of people when you're cleansing stuff out, when you're looking for stuff. When you are on the artifact promotion page, whether you want to promote or augment, whatever, you can now check an option that's going to hide all the enhanced artifacts, so you only see the base level artifacts. Very good. You don't end up feeding, you know, an already enhanced or already promoted piece into one you're trying to promote because you're going too fast and not paying attention. This is a really cool one. I'm curious how it's going to manifest once we forge a lot. Maybe we're going to see that on this guy's account on Friday. They've added a much wider variety of primary attributes for faction-exclusive rings. So if you think about it, right now, every single Esotericist ring is going to have attack bonus as the main stat. That's just how it works. Now there's going to be more variety. So you think of it now, every Cataclysm main stat for an Esotericist ring is going to be attack bonus, right? Like without exception. That's like just how it is. Every Hell's Lament ring for Starpiercer is going to be crit damage. Now they're adding variety, especially if we can now get crit damage on a Cataclysm ring. That'd be really nice. So you can have like 2 attack bonus main stats and 1 crit damage. That could be potentially really powerful in content. We've never really been able to test that, or at least not the way we'd like to. And then maybe for healers, instead of having heal effect for a Watchguard ring, you could have attack bonus, but with healer substats and its Wings of Grace. That would be amazing, right? Avatar border effects are no longer displayed in the selection list of Avatar border adjustment interface. I didn't even know we had Avatar border effects before this update, whatever. Finally, weird one to hide at the end. I think this is pretty cool. They've added multiple attack team presets to the arena. So if you find your team's better against this team than another team, you can have multiple presets. That's not really how Watcher Realms works, but to an extent it is. You might be like, oh, this team I can kind of snipe and go for like, and you know, go for a pick-off strategy with Sithra right at the portal or something. Or maybe you're like, oh, this team I need to have my single target team pushed a little back. Now you've got options and you've got presets, and it's going to save all the gear, going to save all the artifacts. Very strong. There you go. The longest patch notes ever. We're done. Buffs are coming tomorrow, mostly heroes, a little bit of the artifact stuff. We'll talk about that, but there was just so much content. I hope you stayed till the end because that other section is a lot of bangers, one huge wacky thing, and this is about as big an update as we've ever seen since the early days of the game. So here we are, kicking off 2026. Watcher Realms is feeling fresh. Let me know what you love about this update. Let me know what you hate. I've been Fastidious. Subscribe to the channel, share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.